Y'all, there's no jumping out of a plane halfway. Like, think about that. It's like, it's all or nothing, right? Think about that visual. Like, once you jump, there's no turning back. But I kind of wish that like life was like that sometimes, because, you know, like people will take the leap, you know, on things they want to do, but maybe they're scared or whatever. They will take a leap, but then they're able to turn back, you know, like typically when things get hard, you know, when things get a little scary, when things aren't going right, when things are taking too long, they can turn back. And that happens a lot of times. I kind of wish it was more like the plane aspect. Like you can't. you take the leap and then you just have to proceed forward, you know? But anyway, I'm jumping out of the plane. I done jumped out of the plane and we're falling now, but like in a good way, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, then you catch that chute and then you like soar, you know, and then you can kind of steer, right? So, but you can't go backwards. So anyway, who wants to jump with me? That's what we do here at 4Kukui. If this is your first time, we grow here, y'all. We do not stay stuck. We move forward. It may not be like this, you know, it may be like this. But it's still, we're going in that direction because things happen and that's life. That's part of the process. That's part of learning and growing. So jump with me. I hope you do. And if you've been here around, you know, my channel for a while, you already know that. That's what we do here, okay? So if you're wanting to do something maybe other than what you're currently doing, you want to do something like around your passion, or you have an idea but you don't fully know what you want to do, or like what, well, right? Okay, so if that's you, in order to discover what maybe you should do for a business or what you're passionate about, think of the things that you do naturally. So the things that you already do, things you would do without even if you didn't get paid for it, you know, like what is that thing? So for me, fitness and God. Like those are two things I'm super passionate about, right? I'm all about both of them and I have been for years. So I know that if I were to make, which I did, you know, I wanted to do my business through the things that I'm passionate about, talking about fitness and God. So I know that since I already love and am super passionate about both of those things, I know that once they're my business, I won't like get tired of it and fall off. It's not a short-term interest, because sometimes we like pick up a hobby and then we're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna build my whole business around this. Yes, this is awesome because we're hyped at first, right? And then it's like, oh, I'm kind of over this, you know, because it was something new and exciting, but now you're like, oh, I don't know. So try to pick something that's not like a short-term thing, and pick something that you're already passionate about, maybe that you already know a little bit about, or that you're maybe decent at, you know, something like that. So I know that that's not going to be an issue once I get into all the other things that you have to do to build your business, right? I'm not going to fall back and be like, oh crap, I shouldn't have done it around these two things, you know? That won't happen because I already know from years, like all my years, that I've been doing this for so long, you know, like I know I love it. So hope that kind of helps you, like to maybe try to figure out a path to pursue, a path to go down for you. Think of those things, okay? And if you think of those things, let me know in the comments below, because that excites me. You know, like I'm on this journey and like having other people, you know, talk to me about it or whatever and what they're doing, that excites me. So let me know in the comments below, okay? I want to talk about y'all's word, okay? Is your word good? Okay, do you constantly say something and then you don't do it? You know, like, so for example, like you're like, all right, I'm gonna be there at 5 o'clock. I'm gonna be there, I'll be there. And then you roll in at 5:30, 5:45. Oh, my bad, I'm a little late. okay, you're training your mind that what you say isn't true. Okay, so why, once you start to chase after a goal, or like say you want to do something healthy for yourself, you can't expect your mind all of a sudden to jump on board because it's used to you lying to it, basically. So if you're like, all right, I want to get healthy, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning. All right, set my alarm. 5 a.m. rolls around. It's time to get up. Your mind's like, nah, bro, it's okay. We'll sleep till 5:30. We don't have to get up right now. And then you, because it's your mind, sleep till 5:30. And then you wake up again like, nah, it's all good. We're still tired. Let's stay here, right? You haven't trained your mind to believe you. You know what I'm saying? So if you constantly just keep doing things and then not following through with them, you're basically making your mind weak. A lot of people can't stick to things because their minds have not been trained in such a way to stick to things, okay? Your minds, they believe what you feed it, right? So you have to feed it the truth, right? So for another example, if you think the world's terrible, you're negative, whatever, that's how your life is gonna be. That's literally how you're gonna think. Those are gonna be your thoughts. That is gonna be your outcome. Your mind, you're training your mind. Your mind is going based off what you're feeding it, okay? That's another example, but in the same way, if you just keep saying you're gonna do something and don't stick to your word, your mind's not gonna believe you. It's just like with your kids or your dog, training your dog or your kids. Like, you're like, okay, don't do this thing, right? Whatever it is. Then they do it and they're probably like, oh shoot, I did it and they said I wasn't supposed to do it, right? But you don't really discipline them for it, you know? You're just like a little, oh, you know? Then they're like, oh, okay, well what she said isn't really true. Like, I'm not gonna get in trouble for it, then I'm gonna do it anyway. Like, you know what I'm saying? You have to follow through on your word. Like, what you say you're gonna do, you gotta do it. Otherwise, it means nothing. So think about that, you guys. If you know you're not gonna do something, don't even say it. Like, just don't say it, because you're training your mind in a negative way if you don't really care. Like, you're not like 1 to 10 positive you're going to do it, then don't even say you're going to do it, because you're just training yourself in a bad way, okay? I would rather, if someone says, hey, I'm going to be there, okay, sorry, this is a touchy subject, but because I like to be on time. If someone says, I'm going to be there at 5, okay, I'm expecting you at 5. But if you say, hey, I don't know what time I'm going to be there, then I literally don't care. You have not told me your word. People's word, it's a big deal, you know? So I would rather someone just not even say, hey, I'm gonna be there at 5, rather than keep saying it and not doing it. Like, you don't trust that person. You don't trust what they're saying, right? And it's just like your mind. Your mind does not trust you. You're training it bad. So think about that, y'all. It's kind of, we don't think about these things. It's not a big deal. Oh, I'm there at 5:30, no big deal. Like, what? No big deal. It's a big deal because of how you operate, you know, and that translates into now wanting to reach goals, or now go after something and not being able to stick to it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a big deal. Big deal. Okay. So success consists of going from failure to failure without the loss of enthusiasm. When you're going after something, you come up against a failure, you're still just as motivated and amped to keep going. I just want to drive that home, because failure is okay. A lot of people's ideas on failure, that's okay. Like, that's how you reach things, right? And then, so this is really cute. Y'all gotta listen to this. Jen Sincero said this. She said, temporary failure is all the rage. All the cool kids have done it. And I was like, I see what you did there, Jen. That was super cute, because temporary failure, so all the cool kids are the people that are super successful, right? All those people have gone through temporary failure, temporary because they hit that failure and moved on from it, right? failure is just failing and quitting or failing and not moving forward, you know? So temporary failure is all the rage because all these cool kids that are successful went through failure. It is part of it. So in order to get to success, to be successful, is to go from those failures and not lose steam. Like keep going, keep going, keep going. And then you're over here with the cool kids, right? That's the cool kid bandwagon I want to jump on. I don't really care about staying up with trends and all that stuff, but I do want to be on that path to being a cool kid, okay? And so I am on my way. I haven't done everything perfectly. I've come upon things, I'm like, well, that didn't go right, or well, we're not gonna do that anymore. You know, like it's just part of it, and it is okay. It is okay. Y'all, if you don't want to be happy, keep speaking negative. You're on the right track. If you don't want to be happy, keep complaining about everything. You're on the right track. If you don't want to be happy, keep blaming everybody else for your problems and why it is the way that it is. You're on the right track. If you don't want to be happy, keep dwelling on the past. Past hurts, past mistakes. Keep dwelling on the past. You're on the right track. If you don't want to be happy, keep letting your fears hold you back. You're on the right track. But if you do want to be freaking happy, stick around here, okay? Because we are going to be constantly growing and we're figuring out, like I talked about with the meaning, you know, the purpose of my double shots, how to work on our minds and our spirits and our bodies so that we can get all three of those in line so that we can have a happy and fulfilling life, okay? Stick around here because we grow around here, okay? That's what 4Kukui is for, okay? We're gonna grow together. We're gonna be going upward, okay? Not down, not just making it. We're going up, okay? It might be a little zigzaggy up, but we're going up, okay? And that's fine. So if you wanna be happy, stick around and we're gonna grow together. If you don't wanna be happy, then keep doing all those other crappy things, okay?